SOP fans, hello friends of the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Spot On Pundit here on your favorite YouTube channel. We're excited to have you once again, and for you joining us, it's a big thing for us. So thank you so much for joining us. Today we are here to talk about the highlights of the English Premier League game week 11. It's surprising how the games have gone by so quickly. It was just August that the league started, and here we are on game week 11. So stay with us as we discuss, analyze all the games that were played over the weekend. And without wasting much time, allow me to introduce to you our cerebral, our important, and very well respected philanthropy. Let us welcome the juggernaut himself, Mr. T.I. How do you do, my guy?
I'm okay. Like, we are where the PGM was.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
I'm fine.
You're welcome. All right. For those of you that don't really know, this is one of the most well-respected pundits that will ever grace your TV screen. So put some respect on his name, T.I. So without much ado, let's welcome another big name on this channel. I'm talking about the one, the only, Mr. Baka. How do you do?
Another session to go.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see. Another week. Your game week 11, right?
Yeah,
Game week 11.
Okay.
Not as brilliant as the first 10.
Yeah.
Right.
We move.
But we move. What do we have to say? When it happens, it happens. So we all already know what has transpired with the English League over the weekend. It's another weekend of issues with the referees, issues with the VAR, and we are wondering when this will ever stop. So we are just here to discuss what we have to discuss, which is football. So guys, over the weekend, I know you guys are not in a very good mood today, so I will really go soft on you guys.
That has already happened.
Yeah. So, was the weekend interesting to you guys? I'm not talking about the Arsenal game first, but other games. What do you guys think? Was it a spectacular one for you guys?
I think the only, how do I say, for me, the only game that I probably kind of enjoyed was probably the Man City game.
Because I wanted to say that's the most boring game.
No, because he had goals, right?
But the best game was the West Ham Brentford one. That was entertaining.
Oh yeah, West Ham Brentford. Okay, yeah, that I agree. But like, if you follow FPL, you want Man City to win.
No, but it was not really good for FPL because people
it wasn't.
It was
Yeah, I think the FPL was a very boring week.
Terrible. I've not even checked my team.
I see that for Mr. Baka, guys, come over here. For Mr. Baka, I can tell you his score right now. I think he's on 21. I think he's on 21 right now, but it's okay.
I do want to check, man, because when you see like Salah blanked, Haaland blanked, Alvarez blanked, Watkins blanked.
It was a terrible.
So you don't know. You have to depend on Son and Maddison to do something. Which
yeah,
you don't
somebody
want.
captain.
Right.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right, guys. So the first game of the weekend started with Fulham and Manchester United. Will you guys say that it's okay for Man U to have won that game, and was it a very convincing win for you guys?
I don't want to talk about Manchester United because I'm going to transfer my aggression. They got a good win, and it makes everybody feel like Bruno Fernandes is one type of god. You saw the tweet, you saw people clowning what's his name said over the previous week that he doesn't deserve the armband. Well, Roy Keane said over, like, you see people, De Gea and likes clowning him. Well, it was a good win. We could say it was probably hard fought. To me, well, I don't care about Manchester United anymore at this
All
point.
right. So what about Fulham?
It was painful to lose. If you lose the way they lost, right? Because they could have gotten at least a point from that game, right? If not for the terrible clearance towards the end.
I think they didn't even play well as well because the game was just there. So both teams didn't really play well. And at the end, like, you feel Man United have more quality on the pitch. And when you see even the goal, I think like the keeper would have done better or something.
Yeah, because it was really.
But at least Man U were in the game. Probably I think maybe they deserve to win because that goal that they cancelled also, we're not really sure. Another VAR moment as well.
All right. So guys, but you cannot take away from the moment that this guy had. The captain,
Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, that's what we used to say.
The goal was a very great goal.
Yeah. His talent is outstanding. Like, even during the final reaction, that's what we spoke about, I remember.
All right.
He has the talent, but in terms of leadership, probably maybe he might not be the best leader on the pitch because like maybe he's a bit too emotional, petulant sometimes. Oh. But yeah, well, that's what he's there in the team for. Like, he's supposed to be their best player. Help them to get the win. So
I mean, for me, people criticize Cristiano Ronaldo. They say his antics is too much. Have they seen Bruno?
All right, let's move on, guys. So the second game of the day was between Brentford and West Ham. This was one of the most tense game of the weekend.
Right? That's Baka's best game.
Yeah. So Brentford won 3-2. And I think this was a hard-fought win. You guys agree to that?
I like the game because like normally what Brentford did to West Ham is what West Ham do to other teams. If you watch that game, so it was like West Ham were playing well, but Brentford would just get set pieces and score. So in a way, I think that's what West Ham does to other teams. So what they do to other teams or what was done to them in that game. So, but overall, it's interesting. Like, you saw the Kudus goal was really nice. So West Ham, at least, I don't think they deserve to lose.
No, I want to ask a question. Baka, do you think that Kudus has brought in a different dimension to the West Ham team? Like, because I think he slotted in personally, I think he has slotted in perfectly into that team and as well enhanced the attack. If you now want to categorize, okay, one of the, could I say the sharpest attack, West Ham would also be among, because of his presence particularly. Do you agree?
Not really. I think only him cannot change it because Bowen is there also. So Bowen has been good over the years for them. And he's scoring a lot of goals. So like those two guys, yes, they make their attack good. But like we're just talking about their style of play whereby it's still not like the way modern teams play, whereby you have to play from the back, how they press. It's still like old school, normal kind of coaching setup the way David Moyes does. But I think it's still slightly above mid-table team based on where the other teams have been. But I like the team. I think Kudus is, I don't think probably he might be among the best wingers in the league because when you think of Salah, Martinelli, Saka, those kind of guys. So maybe after that year, then you can find guys like Kudus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, I saw that you were looking at him in a kind of way.
No, because I thought when he was like, I'm like, wait, let's calm down. let's calm down. So where would you put somebody like Anthony?
Oh, come on, man.
Anthony is not a Premier League.
He's not a Premier League material, for real. Okay, guys, so there you have it. The third match of the weekend was between Burnley and Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace won 2-0. And well, guys, do you think that? Anyway, we've already said countless times in this channel, like, I don't think Burnley will survive the heat of the season. So we no need to really talk too much about that. But was it a convincing win for Crystal Palace?
Well, Crystal Palace is Crystal Palace, right? And sometimes they get the job done. And sometimes you ask yourself, Crystal Palace,
what's up?
Yeah.
All right.
Just like that.
Let's move forward. Another big game of the weekend was between Everton and Brighton. The match ended 1-1. Do you think that this is another resurgence of Everton? Because I see that that game. No, for real. Over the past 2 matches, I think Everton has been. They are really playing well. So do you think that probably something is clicking right now?
Yeah, I didn't even expect them to win last week, and this week they played against Brighton. So I think maybe the confidence is a bit there at the moment. So. And like this guy has always been injured, this Calvert-Lewin, so they didn't even have anyone up front. So I think it can help them. And it's a good game again, but Brighton, man, I don't understand. That's another draw.
So
Tia, you were kind of.
I wanted to say.
Whenever I say there is a resurgence on one of these teams, he kind of picks you on a kind of angle I don't understand.
Because
what's up?
See, I am like, I'm not the kind of person who takes, who try to rub down on someone's ascension or anything. But are you going to say it is the resurgence of Everton or the trash playing of Brighton? That's the real question here. Because the Brighton that we knew last season, right? Are they the Brighton that is playing right now?
No.
Exactly. So when they play Everton, right, and they ended 1-1, it's not a resurgence for Everton. A part of me wants Everton to be relegated.
Good.
But that's why I think it's a good result for them, because last season they were so terrible that even that kind of game, like, you wouldn't even expect Everton to get anything from it. So at least this year, they're able to, like, I think the Everton players might actually go home and feel like we will have won this game.
Yeah.
So that's why
they would have won the game. I think the Brighton actually equalized late into the game.
It was like an own goal. Like, you just crossed the ball and like it's like they didn't even have any real clear-cut chances in the game.
Yeah.
But I think we've said it time and time again and on this channel, like a team will always get found out. I think from the way Brighton is really playing these days, I feel like they've been found out, and there's so much rotation in the squad. The manager is fielding in almost different squads every week for the game. Probably
they've been found out. I still think like at some point they will get back to how they want to play. Maybe around that December, January. I think this Europa League thing is not good for them. If they go out maybe at the group stage, it might even be a blessing.
But I think there was also a controversial point in the game, right? Because I think Dunk scored. I think one of their goals was disallowed.
Oh yeah, true.
And you could see, right?
But that was offside, no?
Yeah. I'm just saying that when they scored, like if you watch, you could feel the emotions for them, right? Like finally we were able to put one in the net.
No, but right now they don't look like a team that
can score,
that can win.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move forward. One of the biggest game of the weekend was between Man City and Bournemouth.
No, it wasn't the biggest game.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest games, of course. When the big boys are playing, of course, it's a big game. So, all right, so Man City won 6-1.
6-1, and even Alan didn't score. Alvarez didn't score.
Yeah. So that leads me to the question.
Doku.
You guys agree that Doku was a very good buy? Because for me, at a certain point, I felt like, the initial play, when he played the first few games, I felt like he's one of these guys that would not be able to match the tempo of the Premier League. But I think for the past 2-3 games now, both with Champions League inclusive, he has been really, really up to speed and leading the attack as well.
When was the last time Manchester City had a terrible buy?
Well, you can say that again, that I think they always have a good buy.
They buy well. Yeah. They know what they want. They know that and they do it in such a way that they anticipate that this person will grow to feel into this role. And this is why I always want other fans to take a cue.
Yeah. So
Chelsea fans, please, or Chelsea management, you better take a cue. Anyway, Man City, thank you so much for giving us Cole Palmer. It's working well for us.
Yeah, so you see, now you have Cole Palmer, they bought Doku. That's the good business we're talking about. I'm very sure this guy, they paid less for Doku.
Of course.
Yeah, it was less. All right, so let's move forward. Nothing to really talk about the game because it was a one-sided game, 6-1, and nothing Bournemouth could even do about it. So let's move on to the next game, which was Sheffield United versus Wolves. The match ended 2-1 in favor of Sheffield United.
Yeah, unexpected.
Unexpected?
Unexpected.
Paul Higginbottom.
Paul Higginbottom.
No, you guys can kill him. He's done something.
Yeah, no, I remember, I think it was the second episode or the third episode where I was telling you that they will still nick wins in some places. Even Luton, they will nick wins. Like, you saw Liverpool's spending Pepe yesterday. So,
but good win for him, for Sheffield, because
good win.
I think just like the Eric Ten Hag win also, another manager under pressure, at least get that kind of win is good for you.
Is Eric Ten Hag under pressure?
They've not won for like how many games before then, so at least.
Well, the pressure he put himself.
Okay, to put it more like out of 10 games, they've lost 5.
The way your rhetorics come out, it is always so funny. Alright, guys.
Good win.
Yeah, so good win for Sheffield United and good win for King Potter.
Again, Paul.
Yeah, so I think he did very well and the team did very well. So let's move forward to the match on Sunday, which was played on Sunday. Let's first start with Nottingham Forest playing host to Aston Villa. So
I think I like that game.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest won 2-0.
Are you sure you didn't skip one game?
No, I've not skipped any game.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I think you skipped one game before.
Which game?
There's one more game on Saturday.
No. It was Fulham, Manchester United, Brentford, West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Everton, Brighton, Man City, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Wolves. Yep.
There's no other game on this.
There was no other game. Yep.
Finish.
Yeah.
So we'll let you finish.
Yeah. So so Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. So I saw Mangala hitting the goal, and then this other boy
Olaina
Nigeria also hitting the goal. I think there's a would I say that Nigerian players are kind of underrated? Most of these guys are doing very well in some of the leagues around the world, and they hardly get the credit for them.
So is it who do you want to give them credit?
Okay, now
Fabio.
Who I want? Okay, for me, I feel like because we will get to that probably in our next episode. There are things I really want to talk about, which it hurts me as a person, whereby I feel like for us as Africans, Nigerians in particular, we don't really talk much about our own players that are doing very well.
It's because of the disposition we take to the things that are black. That's our fault.
Okay. So let's not give away to the discussion we're about to get about Nottingham and Aston Villa. So guys, what do you think about that game? Was it a fulfilling one?
I'm happy that Project West Ham.
I love them.
They went. How did you guys say it?
But you see, Nottingham Forest is like Chelsea. Like all these teams that just keep recruiting, buying. You want to stay in the league by all means. Yeah, so I think those kind of games there, and if you look at their record at home, it's quite good also.
But for me, I feel for them to pull this one against Aston Villa, Villa has been playing really, really well.
At home. Away, they are not really good.
They are nothing to write them about.
Let's see. So, all right. So let's move forward to the most controversial game of the week, which was between Newcastle and Arsenal. That match ended 1-0 in favor of Newcastle.
That game was on Sunday or Saturday?
It was on Sunday. Yeah, it was on Sunday. It's
Sunday in
Malaysia. Sunday here in Malaysia will be on Monday morning.
Huh?
Yeah, Monday morning.
No, it was Saturday night. Monday morning.
Did you play this morning?
No, it was
Did
on
you
a
play
Sunday.
this morning?
You just play on Saturday night.
Oh,
That's why I was telling you there's one game we missed.
I'm losing track. Okay, guys. All right. So, guys, Newcastle played 1-0 to Arsenal, and it was one of the games that brought a lot of controversy about, was the ball out of play? Was the ball in play? Was there a foul in the build-up to that goal? What's up with our referees? It's one of the things that we are talking about now. Where is the credibility of the Premier League? Where is the credibility of the referees and the VAR? What's going on? Because we've been repeating this time and time again on this channel. I feel like it's becoming like a broken record now. So when will this stop? Can we have something basic to say, okay, do we need more cameras on the pitch? Do we need more men or more officials on the pitch to be able to decide, at least maybe to map all the angles to be sure? Because for me, I feel like Arsenal losing a crucial 3 points plays a lot in the title challenge. 3 points is a lot. That's what I feel, because I know if it happened to me, I would be very mad. So that game, I felt like, why didn't the officials at VAR room call the referee to go and have a recheck? Probably take as much time as you need to make sure that you come out with the right call. So what is going on, guys? Do we think that is this one of the reasons that the Premier League will come out with a statement, we are sorry, we are this, blah, 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 blah? Do you think we are going to see an end to this, guys?
And this VR thing, I don't know, I think TI is already, I don't know, so for this thing. For me, I don't even have a problem. It's a mistake. But every week you see like, okay, that mistake tends to favor this particular team more, or doesn't favor this particular team more. That's my only issue with it. Because we're game week 11 now, you see like the game, there's one goal Man City scored against Fulham. For some reason, that game was allowed to stand. That goal was allowed to stand. Because it's Man City. So like you see the decisions will happen to Man City in a way, it always goes, yeah, it's Man City. They refused to send off Kovacic in which game? Also Man City. Newcastle got that dodgy penalty against Wolves. So you see like, okay, how come this thing always favors only these particular teams? Like most of the London teams, in a way, London teams are always punished for some reason when it comes to these refereeing decisions. I don't know why. Then I got to read somewhere that 70% of the referees are from the north.
Yeah.
In England. And they all know each other. I don't know, but I just don't know. I'm just doing some conspiracy now, but I don't know, for some reason, like, if it's a mistake, let the mistake be like, it can affect this person this week, affect the other person the week after. It shouldn't just be like beneficiary to one team, to this particular teams only. So, yeah, they're human.
Okay, I want to ask you, because we've said on this channel when we discussed about VAR issues, right? Do you think right now, because week upon week, we are seeing that these mistakes are unending. So, do you think that we need something like an independent body that can come in? Something like, or maybe it's outsourced to other referees, or maybe bring in something that will make a shift in the current situation? Because I feel like people, players, coaches are losing faith with VAR, losing faith with the refereeing body. So what do you think? Is there anything specific that can be done to maybe change the image a bit?
It's the fact that there are no consequences. That's why it's like this. There are no consequences to anything they do. If there are consequences, right, then it won't be this way. Because if you refer a game and you mess up, you won't get paid, you will get banned, they send you down to the lower division for 2 months, you will do well, you will act right. To me, it's looking more like there's a syndicate involved. It's looking more like, we all know from the very get-go that the English FA is corrupt. It's glaring, like.
but the truth. Even if we say the English FA is corrupt, but we don't have evidence to back that up.
What more evidence do you need?
No, when you say they are corrupt, that's a very big word.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it is. Okay, now, if they tell you...
Anything...
if they tell you now, right, probably like Arteta is involved in match fixing. Without you having a pre-knowledge about it, more information, a solid argument.
If you tell me Arteta is involved in match fixing, I will take it with a pinch of salt. Because if Arteta was actually involved in match fixing, we will not be crying wolf about all these decisions. One.
But someone can still be crying wolf.
Like what?
And then you'll be at the hem of the issue.
My point is this. It didn't start this year. It didn't start last year. I'm sure, right? If they probe the English FA seasons after seasons, you will, just like they did in Italy one time, you will be surprised at the stories that will come out.
Yeah. Then another thing I was saying about the northern bias is like those players that played for those northern teams, all of a sudden this week they are saying Arsenal should shut up. When it happened to Liverpool against Tottenham,
they were all condemning VAR.
But for some reason, when it comes to Arsenal, it's always an issue. It's always an issue. Why? They are complaining too much. The manager does too many antics on the touch line. Everything. It's always a problem when it comes to Arsenal.
It's classless for you, for a full-grown man, to hear his opinion.
Well, all right. So,
but anyway, it's
gone. We move.
We move on. We move on. It's already passed. It's passed. So,
but let's talk about the game in general. I think the game was good, but I'll tell you, like when I watched that game, even if Newcastle played for 2 or 3 days, they didn't look like they were going to score in that game. Because I think the Arsenal team somehow is so good now defensively. Yeah. So, but Newcastle also are very good defensively at home, and
I think Trippier is outstanding. But to me, I feel like the myriads of attacks that came from Arsenal, I feel like when I watch Arsenal, I feel like the good old days of great Arsene Wenger is back, because the fluidity of that game was out of this world, and I can beat my chest like, wow, what a job Arsenal board has done to retain Arteta, because at the time which the clamor was there for this guy to be sacked, I thought it's going to be one of those things. But yesterday's game was, I don't know, I think despite the loss, but you guys should hold your heads high, because it was a perfect game.
No, I like the game. And if you look at the midfield, the midfield that night was like Rice, Havertz, and Jorginho. So it's like very different from the midfield that we had last season. So it's like 3 different players, or 3 new players there. I think Newcastle will be one of the like toughest places to go in the Premier League. So for me, I was satisfied with the game. We didn't create enough, like maybe you say, like I watched Man City when they went there also. It was that Alvarez goal. So they needed something magical to win there also. So it's really hard. Liverpool also won there. Kudos to them. They won with 10 players, but they also drew in Luton. So yeah. But for me, overall, the game was okay. I won't complain about the performance. Newcastle played well also, but they didn't deserve to win.
I see. Okay, I agree with you, and I as well, I would like to say that Kai Havertz was on top of his game. Yep.
Wow.
Was on top of his game. No, for real.
No. Don't say that. Arsenal fans are going to hate you. They really, really hate Kai Havertz.
No. Listen.
No.
For a reason. I feel like, for me as a Chelsea fan, I feel like when Kai Havertz was at Chelsea, because of course we know Chelsea is this kind of a club that we are too demanding on players and coach.
You play them out of position.
So probably, not just probably, he was played out of position the whole time he played with Chelsea. I think Arteta has redefined the way he's using Kai Havertz, and I think he has shielded him away from the so much of attack that has been on him for the past months. But yesterday's game, I think we saw a different Kai Havertz. he was pulling the strings, he was running the attack, he was finding
making
spaces.
tackles. It was fiery that day. Maybe it has to do with what people are saying online. So I think for some reason he had like an extra edge.
That's not what Arsenal fans appreciate. If Kai Havertz don't score, they will not keep quiet.
But is goal scoring the end product, or should a player be judged by the goal scoring abilities?
Ask them.
I don't know, because...
No, actually, you're a pundit on this channel. You have to give your own opinion.
My opinion, just like I said about Man City players, right? I remember when Man City went all out and bought, what's his name? Jack Grealish. In some of my group, people were shouting, and I was like, can you relax? Who told him he bought him for this season? When his time comes, you will see why he was bought.
The things like, this era now is analytics, so it's just GA. What's your GA? So like people like Poskos won't be appreciated in this era. People like Xavi won't be appreciated in this era. Like everybody don't look at them like these midfielders are useless. So that's the kind of era we're in now.
Alright, okay guys, so let's move forward. I think we've come to the end of this particular segment. There is one more game to be played, which is between Chelsea and Tottenham. And guys, I don't know how that game is going to end, but I am predicting that it's going to be a win for Chelsea because there's been so much of hype. So much of hype moving into this game. But, well, I think it's going to be a very tough one. So, guys, any last words before we round up this section?
I don't want to put it out there, but I actually believe Chelsea will win. It's not because I don't like Tottenham or anything, but I know that Tottenham will come out to play, and Chelsea play better.
Yeah.
With teams who come out to play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a blue day, man. That's why I'm wearing blue. It's a blue day.
Absolutely.
It's a blue day.
So I'm thanking my fellow London neighbors for the support. So, guys, if you've watched this video up to this point, that means you love our content. If you're yet to subscribe, please do well to leave that subscription. Click on that like, click on that share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and you will be updated once we post our content weekly, and very soon it will be a daily affair. So please hook up with us on this channel, and we will see you right soon. Thank you so much.
Don't hook up with us. Subscribe.
All right, subscribe, please.